Fewer than 3,000 people call Dawson Springs home. It's also the home of the Kentucky governor's father, and Andy Beshear spent most of his childhood growing up there. When the tornado siren sounded on December 10th, it took less than 10 minutes to destroy 75% of the town and every single home in its path.
Now, 12 months later, people are passionate about recovery. They're positive about the rebuilding process, and they tell us they are determined to stay in Dawson Springs, redefining what it really means to be home. A quaint downtown marks the heart of Dawson Springs. Signs of strength hang from businesses. The American flag flies proud above the square. In this small town of about 2,500, damaged homes stretch in every direction. Half a mile away, Dolores Williams meets us on her street. She's one of the hundreds who lost everything in the storm.
Do you think Dawson Springs will ever be the same?
I think Dawson Springs will definitely rally back. I think the last time we talked, I said that one day you'll have a pep in your step and you'll smile again. And I can see that with a lot of folks here.
Last time we talked, mounds of debris lined Clarkdale Court. It was February, 2 months after the tornado, and Dolores didn't have anywhere to live.
So it was about 5 months before I even found a place to live. And I truly believe if it wasn't for my cousin that helped me, because he worked for one of the complexes, I still would not have a place to call my own.
Dolores had to move 25 miles away to Hopkinsville to find an apartment. Most of the affordable housing in Dawson, including her home, was destroyed on December 10th.
Even though I found an apartment with the help of my cousin, which I'm very truly grateful for. It's just, you don't feel like you're at home.
For Dolores, home is still here.
I seen that, I thought, home, I found something from my home.
Almost a year later, you're still finding pieces of your home here.
Yes, I am. It's amazing, really. I know it's probably meaningless, but to me, it's like, after all this time, I find my flag.
The flag, a reminder of so many things. The home she lost, the holiday season, the tornado that took her neighbor's life.
Now that December 10th is creeping upon us, I get afraid. I can't help but get afraid. And I get stressed. And, I think, please God, don't let this happen again. Please don't.
It was an EF4 tornado with wind speeds of up to 190 miles per hour, stretching more than a mile wide.
It was so huge, it just twisted everything in a circle like a hula hoop. Round and around and around.
Dolores remembers the sound. She remembers the fear.
The rage of the tornado, it just takes what it wants. And whether, you're left behind or it takes you.
She survived, huddled in her bathroom.
And that was like where our cars were parked.
Miles away, so did LaDonna Hooper, seeking shelter in a neighbor's basement, emerging to find her own home had been hit and no longer had a roof.
December 10th will always stick with us.
She spent weeks with her family in a hotel before the school bus driver got a call from her superintendent, asking her to meet him at this shipping container near downtown.
He was like, welcome home. He said temporary home until you can get yours taken care of. I just started crying because I'm like, okay, we're going to have someplace that we can establish a home.
Inside, she lives with her family of 3 and everything they own.
When we come down the hallway, one steps in the bathroom so the other one can get down the hallway. This is our bedroom. Of course, up front is where our daughter sleeps.
It's not ideal, she says, but for now, it's home.
A home to me is where you have your family and you have God in your home. To me, a home could be anything, a storage container, a $1 million home, to A home is what you make a home.
Home while they rebuild, not far from the shipping container. LaDonna showed us the new house. It's being built by hundreds of volunteers, some who just come in for a day or a few hours. They come into town to help families like hers.
We've had so many people come in and just write verses on the walls and, you know, just kind of bless our home. This is our kitchen. This will be our kitchen over here. Our living room.
She says it's been a slow rebuild because they are relying on volunteers and donations. And even though it is taking time, she is so grateful.
We can actually see a house. We can walk in it. It has doors, it has windows, it has, you know, the power got hooked up to it. And I got to thinking, you know what? Life is amazing. You know, you're alive. You survived. You get up every morning and you put one foot down, put the other one in front of it, and you keep going. So yeah, life is amazing.
When she moves into her new house at the beginning of next year, another family will move into the shipping container, as the community is still short hundreds of houses, and most have not started to rebuild. But there is no lack of determination, not even from people like Dolores, still displaced, living in another town.
I get excited when I think about a year from now what can be here and what's gonna be here. And it's not gonna stay like this. Dawson is not gonna let it stay like this. The people aren't gonna let it stay like this.
A small community building back, one home at a time.
Dawson Springs is a very special place, and we stand Dawson strong all day long.